evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Midnight News, and here's our top stories. President of the Republic Abdelmajid Tebboune presided over the inauguration ceremony of the 57th edition of the Algiers International Fair, organized this year under the motto Confidence and Stability for a Sustained Growth. As legislative elections approach, preparations are intensifying across consular representations in Toulouse. Authorities are focusing on proximity and outreach efforts to encourage voter participation. In our heritage segment, we take a look at the Speiba, the emblematic traditional festival of the Janet region in the heart of Tassili Naja, celebrated each year during Ashura. Welcome back. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, officially opened the 57th Algiers International Fair at the Palais des Expositions in Algiers, under the theme of innovation and sustainable growth. He was received by the Prime Minister Sifir Riyeb, the Minister Delegate to the Minister of National Defense and Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, the Minister of State in charge of state inspection and local authorities, along several members of government officials, and the President of the Algerian Economic Renewable Council. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, then received a detailed presentation supported by statistics and figures on the 57th edition of the International Fair. The briefing was delivered by the Minister of Internal Trade and National Market Regulation, Amal Abdellatif.
سيادة رئيس الجمهورية، يسرنا ويشرفنا أن نرحب بكم في الطبعة 57 لمعرض الجزائر الدولي. هذا الموعد الاقتصادي الذي يجسد مكانة الجزائر في فضاء الاستثمار، الإنتاج والشراكة تحت رعايتكم السامية وتحت شعار الثقة والاستقرار من أجل نمو مستدام، علما أن ضيف الشرف لهذه الطبعة هو إسبانيا. سيادة الرئيس، تشهد هذه الطبعة مشاركة 36 بلد، 13 من إفريقيا، 7 دول عربية، 7 دول أوروبية، 4 من آسيا، و5 من قارتي أمريكا. وتشارك 781 مؤسسة عارضة، من بينها 202 مؤسسة أجنبية. مساحة العرض تقدر ب 35356 متر مربع، خصصت منها 2457 للمؤسسات الأجنبية.
The President of the Republic then officially inaugurated the 57th edition of the Algiers International Fair, one of the country's most important economic and trade events. The fair serves as a platform to showcase national production capabilities and promote business and partnership and investment opportunities by providing a conducive environment for networking between economic stakeholders from Algeria and abroad. At his first stop at the fair, the President visited Spain's Pavilion, the guest of honor of the 57th edition. Spain's participation reflects the positive momentum in Algerian-Spanish relations and provides an opportunity to strengthen bilateral cooperation and explore new partnership prospects across several strategic sectors. The President visited the Algerian Economic Renewal Council Pavilion and was briefed on its members' activities, investment, opportunities and contribution to national economic development. The President of the Republic also visited the pavilion dedicated to the automotive industry, a sector that has seen significant growth in recent years thanks to strong state support aimed at encouraging investment. The President of the Republic visited Sonargaz International Pavilion, highlighting this new economic asset for Algeria in the energy sector, which is witnessing expanding presence across several African countries and opening new opportunities for investment and partnership in this vital field. The President of the Republic also visited the pavilion of the Bullard Company, which is experiencing a rapid growth supported by several investment projects in the field of poultry meat production as well as animal feed. The head of state also stopped at the Sim Pavilion of the Food Industries Group, which is witnessing significant expansion in the volume of its investments. The President also visited the pavilion of the National Agency for the Study and Monitoring Railway Investment, where he received a detailed presentation on major railway projects completed across various regions of the country. Finally, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, then visited the Ministry of National Defense Pavilion, where he received a briefing on various military industries and production facilities affiliated with the National People's Army. This edition also features the participation of numerous institutions affiliated to the National Defense Ministry, where the latest technologies and equipment are being showcased. The President of the Republic, accompanied by the Minister Delegate to the Minister of National Defense, Chief of Staff of the People's National Army, received detailed explanation at the various exhibition pavilion of the PNA. Minister of State, Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad, Ahmed Attaf, took part in the resumed 165th Ordinary Session of the Council of the League of Arab States in Jordan, Amman. The meeting was convened at the request of the Arab leaders. On the sidelines of these ministerial meetings, the Minister of State, Minister of Foreign Affairs, National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, held talks with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, reaffirming Algeria's solidarity with Saudi Arabia following recent regional attacks amid military escalation. Ahmed Attaf also held meetings with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Migration and Tunisian Abroad of Tunisia, Mohamed Ali Nafti. They reviewed the positive momentum and characterizing bilateral relations between the two countries. Ahmed Attaf also held talks with the Acting Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the National Unity Government of Libya, Tahar al-Bouour, where they discussed latest regional and ongoing political efforts in Libya. In similar discussion, Ahmed Attaf also held talks with Iraq's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Fouad Hussein. The meeting focused on assessing the state of bilateral relations and exploring ways to elevate them to a higher level. In another meeting, Ahmed Attaf held talks with Egypt's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Immigration and Expatriates Abroad, expressed their satisfaction with the positive momentum between the two countries. Ahmed Attaf also held a consultative meeting with Sudan's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mohamed Ali Youssef. During the talks, Ahmed Attaf reaffirmed Algeria's support for Sudan. In another meeting, Ahmed Attaf met with the Secretary General of the Arab League, where discussions were focused on the latest development in the region and the importance of strengthening relations. Ahmed Attaf also held talks with Kuwait's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Abdullah Al Yahya. The discussions highlighted Algeria's solidarity with Kuwait following recent attacks and reaffirmed the importance of safeguarding the region. On to international news. Preparation for the upcoming legislative elections are stepping up in consulates in Toulouse, a vast territory covering much of the southwest of France. Local authorities there are mobilizing resources as part of efforts to boost voter turnout and encourage greater participation among eligible voters. Afef El-Houchet and Manal Boubagra with more.
In the Toulouse Councillor District, with only a few days remaining before the opening of the polls, preparations are intensifying. Here, the primary challenge is geographical. Voters are spread across several departments in southwestern France, a mission that the consulate is fully embracing by multiplying local outreach initiatives and information meetings. However, the consulate is not acting alone. Several community organizations as well as regional influencers are also helping throughout their message to the Algerian community. We are counting on a strong turnout. Make your voices heard. And if you visit Algeria during the voting period, remember to arrange a proxy vote with a relative. For many nationals, this election goes beyond a simple civic duty. It is an opportunity to contribute to the country's democracy and to take part in the nation's future. The elections will hopefully go well, and we remain faithful to our country. Participation in these elections is a responsibility that belongs to each and every one of us. Voting is essential to strengthen the legitimacy of the democratic process of the elections. To facilitate voter participation, 10 polling stations will be open across 8 cities within the consular district. 3 polling stations will be located in Toulouse, including one at the Consulat Général and another in Rinery. The network will be complemented by polling centres in Montauban, Ville-Nouvelle, Cahors, Tarbes and Auch. This year, the city of Castres is also joining the voter network, bringing the electoral process even closer to voters living in that part of France. This unprecedented territorial coverage is designed to enable members of the Algerian community abroad to exercise their right to vote under the best possible conditions.
Graduation ceremonies are being held across the different military regions. A case in point, the School of Command and Staff Mata Hamouda Ahmed, known as Si El Hawas, and the Higher School of Aeronautical Technologies, Mata Musa Rahali. Details with Najah Diyar.
أقسم بالله العلي العظيم أن أكون الخادم الوفي لبلدي. أمانتنا تضع أمانة في أمانتكم وقبل الأمانة أسود الوديعة ندافعون حتى آخر قطرة من دمائكم.
In an atmosphere imbued with values of sacrifice, loyalty, and military discipline, the Army General Mustafa Ismaili, commander of the land forces, inspected the formations of the graduating class on the parade ground. It was a display of rigor, cohesion, and discipline, reflecting the high quality of the training provided to the graduating officers. The commander of the school then delivered an address in which he highlighted the main components of the training curriculum, while also reviewing the military and scientific knowledge acquired by the trainees throughout their course of study.
The 2025-2026 training year was marked by sustained activity and above all by high-quality training through which the graduating class benefited from both theoretical and practical military instruction, designed to provide a modern and appropriate training program for officers and the National People's Army. The training enabled the trainee officers to strengthen their functional and tactical capabilities and prepare them to assume future responsibilities with a view to contributing to the preservation of national security as well as the integrity and inviolability of the national territory.
The ceremony continued with the presentation of diplomats to the top-ranking graduating officers, including those from brotherly and friendly countries, in a scene that reflected merit and excellence and embodied the values of dedication and hard work that led to this distinction. On this occasion, the Army General, Commander of the Land Forces, approved the naming of this graduating class after the valiant martyr Mohammed Harfouchi, in tribute to his struggle and the sacrifices he made for the homeland. The ceremony concluded with military demonstrations performed by the graduating officers to the accompaniment of military music, showcasing the level of preparedness, proficiency, and discipline they had attained through their training. On the sidelines of the ceremony, the Army General inaugurated new facilities within the school and visited an exhibition dedicated to final year research projects, highlighting the scientific and intellectual dimension that accompanies the modern military training process. In a gesture of loyalty to the memory of the martyrs, the Army General honored the family of the martyr Mohammed Harfouchi. And after years of effort and perseverance, the 32nd graduating class of career officer cadets from the Higher School of Aeronautical Techniques, Martyr Musarah Hali, celebrated its graduation. The ceremony began with an inspection of the formations, presided over by Major General Zubir Ghouila, Commander of the Air Forces, reflecting the military discipline and high level of professionalism that characterized the training journey of this graduating class. The commander of the school then delivered an address in which he praised the quality of education and training provided to the graduating classes.
After having received comprehensive theoretical training focused on the most modern pedagogical methods, the members of the 32nd class of career officer cadets are preparing to take a new step in their professional lives. This rigorous program, encompassing military knowledge as well as aeronautical sciences and techniques, has enabled them to acquire a high level of competence. They are now fully qualified to carry out their future missions with professionalism and confidence, thereby providing valuable qualitative and quantitative support to the Algerian Air Forces.
The newly commissioned officers then took the oath with pride and commitment. Before the awarding of diplomas and the conferral of ranks to the top graduates of the class. In accordance with military traditions and the transmission of values of continuity and loyalty, the ceremony was also marked by the handing over of the flag between the graduating class and the one succeeding it. The Major General, Commander of the Air Forces, then approved the naming of this graduating class after the late Mujahid Sa'idat Mas'oudan. The event concluded with a military parade by the graduating classes to the sound of military music and was also marked by the presentation of final year projects completed by the students of the graduating class. Finally, in a gesture of recognition and loyalty to the memory of those who devoted their lives to serve in the homeland, the family of the late Mujahid Said Ait Masoudan was honored on this occasion.
Finally, Speiba, a traditional ceremony taking place in Janet in the heart of the Tassili Naja, which is a part of the cultural heritage of the world, celebrated each year during Ashura. Manal Boubagra reported.
The month of Muharram symbolizes peace and coexistence in the heart of the Algerian Sahara. This is the Speiba, a tradition inscribed by UNESCO on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2014. It is a celebration rich in symbolism, embodying social cohesion and mutual respect within the community. This Algerian and universal heritage takes us back more than 3,250 years and reflects a long-standing Algerian civilization founded on dialogue and living together.
Every year, the competition takes place between Qasr al-Mizan and Zilwaz. It is not a war, but rather a tradition that must be preserved and passed on.
This Tuareg celebration symbolizes reconciliation between two local tribes. That is why the people of Janat remain deeply attached to this ancestral legacy. Speiba takes place in Qasr al-Mizan and Zilwaz over a period of about 10 days, culminating on the day of Ashura. The festivities feature a spectacular competition enhanced by a choreography unlike any other in the world. We are here in the courtyard of Al-Miham district, where our ancestors have celebrated Speiba for generations. It is a festival to which we are deeply attached.
بمناسبة السبيبة تحضيرات تيمولاون بالنسبة لقصر زلواز وتيمولاون هذه معناها.
We are preparing Timulawin in the Qasr of Zilwaz. Timulawin refers to the poems recited by women. This tradition begins on the first day of Muharram and continues until the 9th day. Beyond its spectacular performances, Speiba embodies profound values of peace, unity, transmission of traditions, and the collective memory of a desert region. Attending Speiba is to experience an authentic cultural journey in one of Algeria's most beautiful, natural, and open-air heritage sites.
That was it from us tonight. Thank you for watching and have a good night.